start with our first game. We've got the Chargers and the Vikings here. So let's go around the horn and figure out what side we like, and then let's do majority rules. How about that? So, Joe, Chargers, Vikings. Right now, the Chargers are 1.5-point favorites on the road. What do you like?
Vikings, a little extra time to prepare. We know they're going to play a close game, but does that mean they're going to cover the point spread? Not quite sure. The Akers story, interesting. So now you've got to have the most plotting backfield in the NFL, right? With the Akers trade, if he's going to be out there even much with Madison at all. It's just like, I mean, O'Connell never wants to run the football, but if forced to flip a coin like we're doing with this number, so I think the number is right, I go Vikings.
I'm probably a little more adamant about it. In fact, if you guys want to find, like, say, a Vikings -2.5, say an alternate spread or something, I would probably endorse it.
Everything is pointing to a shootout. Can't wait to see the pace and the amount of passing and the deep passing in this game.
Yeah, same. Didn't even really need to do a lot of research to land on over here. This, with bad defense and two high-powered offenses, it's over.
Cool. Bracket Justin Jefferson. That's just fine. We've got Jordan Addison. We've got TJ Hawkinson. We may even run the football a little bit more effectively because now Alexander Madison may be a little bit nervous for his starting job now.
Criminal that anytime touchdown bettors for Justin Jefferson had a bad beat last week. I feel for all of you. And for him to have a better number than Madison after the Akers trade, like, I don't understand that. We're right around even money, so it seems like a fair play to me. I know it's obvious, but I'm good with Jefferson. Akers is posted, by the way, and he's plus 145. But I mean, come on, the Vikings are going to want to make this right. They're going to feed the ball to Jefferson again and again, and I see him getting into the end zone.
So I landed on TJ Hawkinson, 2 touchdowns last week. Maybe you give it to the guy with the hot hand, and plus 175 is the best number. But I'm open to suggestions, whatever the group thinks is best. Let's see what Ed likes.
You loft it to the back of the end zone, and it's to TJ Hawkinson at plus 175. I would go with the tight end. So, Aaron, I'm backing you. Joe, does that sound fine?
Yeah, that's fine. I don't hate that play at all. So betting-wise, yeah, I'd probably go there with the much better number. But, yeah, I'm good with either one.
All right, cool. TJ Hawkinson, a very long name, as you can see on the graphic. Let's move on now to the Patriots and the Jets. I'm in the minority here, so Patriots will be how we fill out the grid. But I want to at least throw this idea out there and see if I convince anybody of anything. I think the Jets can win this game outright. And I get that Zach Wilson has had abysmal history against Bill Belichick. Fine. But do we trust Mac Jones either? That's my first question. My second question is, if you look at all the skill position players on both sides of the ball, who's the most talented? Who's the scariest game wrecker in this game? I think it's Garrett Wilson. And so because the Jets have the best playmaker, and neither quarterback will be that effective, I wonder if 2.5 is just too much.
From what we've seen so far on both sides has been horrific. Like, the thought is, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing, Bill O'Brien? Why are you putting it all on Mac Jones? What are you doing, Nathaniel Hackett? Aaron Rodgers isn't out there anymore. You've got to adjust. You got to change your game plan. His name is Zach Wilson. So do I expect them to light it up and they're going to fix everything in 1 week? I do not. Even though it's the lowest total of the week, I don't care. I am not looking to the over.
Yeah, let's do under there.
I'm going to take the under as well. Definitely I'm going the under 36.5. How about an anytime touchdown scorer?
Breece Hall. They're going to make sure Breece Hall gets into the end zone, plus 175.
I'm likelier to pick a Jets player first and foremost because I think it's a lot more predictable who could score. Although, is it possible for us to pick nobody? Can we do that?
Well, that's why everybody's significantly plus money in this game because of the terrible total. It's like, okay, there might only be 1 or 2 touchdowns scored in this entire game. That's why it's tough.
I'm going to take Miami here just because, Marvin Mims was impressive for the Broncos, but the deep threats, the deep targets aren't getting several opportunities for the Broncos. It's like they'll get a couple of targets, and that's about the extent of it. They need more for me to feel comfortable that Denver can at least keep this game close.
I've got to go under. I think that number should be at least a couple of points lower.
Yeah, I'm cool with under as well.
I was going to go over, but under wins the majority vote. Real quickly, a touchdown scorer, Joe.
Tyreek's easy, -105.
I'm fine with that. I was looking at Mostert, but I'm down for whatever on that one.
See, I was looking at Waddle just because I feel like that they're going to pick on, the second DB, the third DB for the Broncos, but we'll go with Tyreek Hill. And that is our first ever Immaculate Grid. Well done. Teamwork, guys. Nicely done. Whenever we look at penalties here, I think one of the things that we tend to do is just look at yards or how many infractions have occurred, things like that. And if you do that, then, okay, maybe you're discounting the Ravens and Broncos and Cardinals, and they're the usual suspects, and that's fine. But I think there's a more accurate way for determining who is committing penalties in, say, high leverage situations when you actually have to play sound football because of a play that could determine the outcome of a contest? Who can you rely upon and who can't you rely upon? And one of the stats that I cite frequently on BetQL Daily is expected points, EP, EPA, a lot of variations to it. And what it does is it puts context to plays. And so a false start on 1st and 10 is not going to be as severe as, say, a false start on 3rd and inches. 1st and 15, yeah, you're getting set back, but you can still move the chains. Whereas 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, much, much tougher, much higher leverage of a situation than, say, 3rd and inches. So through 2 games, what I did was I looked at expected points lost by penalty. And here are the 5 teams that have lost the most expected points because of penalties that they have committed. Number 1, we've got the Denver Broncos at -28.7 expected points. Sounds like a lot, and in a way, it is a lot. It is a problem over there in Denver. Then you get to the Cardinals at -19.8. Then things sort of level off a little bit. Ravens at -19.3. Then the Chargers, then the Titans. So Broncos, Cardinals, Ravens, Chargers, Titans. These are the 5 teams that are shooting themselves in the foot most often in high leverage situations because of penalties.
I like Mississippi to upset Alabama as well. And to me, it's not an upset. This Alabama team's not good. I've been talking about this since the summer. This roster is way, way down from the other ones we've seen for Nick Saban the past several years. They don't have a quarterback. All 3 of their quarterbacks are G5 level. Their running game is uninspiring. They have to platoon the 2 guys now. Neither of them's a star. The offensive line was down last year. It's no better this year. Same with the receiving core. And then your defense is down a little bit. But now they have to trust the defense, which is maybe top 12 in the nation. It's not elite, right? And because your offense is not good. Now you put back in Milroe. At least with Milroe, you can guard against your offensive line being as mediocre as it is and try to manufacture a running game, but they can't throw. Nobody's afraid of their throwing, especially efficiently. They can't stay on schedule. Milroe, he's got a gun. He can push it downfield, but the accuracy comes and goes, to be generous. And so it's just so hard to stay on schedule. The other thing, you flip to the other side of the field. Alabama's run defense, it gets nicked all the time. It'll take away your long runs. It doesn't give up explosives, but you can nick it for the 4-yard, 5-yard gain every single play. Quinshon Judkins is going to eat against that run defense, just carving it out, putting them closer to the sticks. And then the other thing is Alabama, they're pretty good with the efficiency on the pass defense, Kool-Aid, McKinstry, and those different guys preventing completion, stuff like that. But you can nick them long. I think the route here for Mississippi is you use the ground game for the efficiency, moving the chains, whatnot, and then you're going to have the long passes. What Alabama's pass defense struggles with, it's getting lit up for the long stuff. Jackson Dart in the play action game and off RPO is going to hit some long ones. Mississippi's winning this one.